All right, and welcome to the EDTIJO episode number 6. Thanks for coming back. I'm Nate, and I fucked it up again.
Every time.
Hands up, like,
right
hey,
through it.
Hey, what did we talk about?
Well, hey, I'm here. What are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm Todd. So,
all right, I guess we'll redo it.
I mean, we don't have to. We can just roll through that.
All right, we're rolling through it.
All right.
And today we are talking about The Big Sick.
The Big Sick, indeed. That's a Kumail Nanjiani movie.
Yeah.
And it came out in 2017. But before we get into The Big Sick, we always like to give everybody 3 themes that we pulled from the movie. Sometimes it's very obscure, but sometimes it fits right along with the major themes in the movie. And then we kind of discuss each one of those separately. Nate, before we get into the themes, do you want to kind of talk to the people listening about why we started this podcast?
Yeah, we're fans of movies.
That's number 1. Yep.
And we bullshit a lot.
Yep, that's number 2.
And I guess we're kind of friends.
Yeah, that's number 3. Okay.
All right, I hit 3.
And
we're good.
I guess 3 is all you need.
Yeah.
We've known each other for quite a while, and we just like to, sit around and chat. And so we figured we'd let you all listen. Whether that's cool or not, hey, that's what we're doing. That's the game.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening. If you've listened before, thanks for listening again. And what are our themes this time?
Do you want me to pause after each one? You got a little one-liner you want to put in there or something?
No, I'll let it go.
Our themes are arranged marriages. Okay. And we got...
Nathaniel.
We
I
got...
said I wasn't going to quit. Son of a bitch.
We got movies based on true stories and online reviews.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Speaking of online reviews, anybody review us? Anybody putting any reviews out there for us?
Yeah, I don't think there's. I think there's only still a few on Apple. So get on it, guys. If you can get into Apple, do it. Do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Would you just look at that review
and do
it? Just look at it. That's an inside joke. Well, not really, I guess.
No.
Go watch that guy. Look up. Would you just look at that? Would you just look at it? Look at that. Just put those words in there in the old Goog, and you're gonna find that.
It'll pop up on YouTube.
And you're welcome.
All right. Well, I mean, our friendship has been arranged, so I guess we'll start off an arranged marriage.
Did you say our friendship has been arranged?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, I don't know. Neither of us remember how it started, so.
So there's a conspiracy to keep us in the same orbit?
Yeah. I got a few facts on it. Just
hit me.
A few. So it kind of goes over the divorce rates.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
I know. Real happy, popular topic. But it shows like U.S. divorce rates between love marriage is 40 to 50%, and then arranged divorce is 4%.
Oh, so the divorce rate is way lower on arranged marriages?
Apparently.
In the U.S., where it's not as common, I would think.
Yeah.
But
it's not as common, but at the same time, how many people are just doing it because it's the way of their life?
Well, okay. So if the divorce rate is 4%, which is extremely low,
yeah,
we know because it's like, oh, if you get married, you're going to get divorced. I don't want to like speak from experience or anything, but it's true. If that's the case for the 4% rate, then isn't that just due to the fact that they were already pressured to get married in the first place? So it's going to be even more pressure to never get divorced.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely what it is. Like, what are your thoughts on arranged marriage as it is? Like, do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it?
Man, disagreeing with it could be potentially offensive to billions of people.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't disagree with cultures that's kind of like intrinsic in that culture. Again, I feel like Austin Powers repeating the word just to explain the word. But I personally don't think it makes sense. We have one life to live, and somebody else is going to tell you who you're going to spend that entire life or, majority of that life with.
Yeah, if I know you're not listening to what people are telling you what to do.
I try not to.
Yeah.
It is something I strive to not do every single day. But I mean, I know why they do it. It's why cultures will be like, okay, there's certain inheritances and like rights that come along with marrying into a family. A lot of things are shared. There's monetary gain.
Yep.
There's
power.
Yeah, there's power that comes with that. So a lot of times you're marrying up into a family, right?
Yeah.
One side is, I guess that's kind of how it's always going to be. One family is always going to be more powerful, quote unquote, than the other. But you're marrying up into it. And there's certain reasons why cultures will do that. And we'll get into that kind of more into the movie review. So I don't want to like spoiler what Jesus H. Cristo.
Crisco? Did you say Crisco?
Yes, Crisco. Jesus H. Crisco. That's a new brand of Crisco. Where the fuck was I? Okay. So I understand why cultures do it. There's a lot of benefits that come with it, but I do think it's unfair to the individuals. But as a society, I know that a lot of thought goes into that process. And so it really depends on the family.
Yeah.
How do you feel about arranged marriages?
I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but at the same time, I guess the way I was raised and the way I grew up, it's not something I'm used to. So I see it as different and it's not.
Oh, so if it's different, it's bad. Is that what you're saying, Nate?
All right. Your words, not mine.
I mean, I just interpreted your words. I don't want to claim it. You speak for yourself. I don't.
Either way, would I ever do it? No. That's pretty much where I stand on it.
Now, would you not do it as somebody in a relationship or not do it, period?
I wouldn't do it, period.
Okay. That's fair. I wouldn't do it either, but I that's easy for us to say because our parents and entire family aren't built around doing that.
Yeah.
So when we say, I would never do that, well, that also depends on, I wasn't raised by a mother and father that were like, we're going to arrange marriage for you, and this is what you do, and you stay in that marriage, and this is how it works, and everybody's going to be proud of you. And like, obviously, we have the pleasure of saying we would never do that because it's literally not. It's like something saying, well, I'm never going to fly in a car. Well, because we fucking can't. Like, that's not just part of our thing. Is that a bad analogy?
That is a terrible analogy. Tomorrow, someone's going to announce a flying car, and you're going to be like, shit.
Well, okay, I can't use that line if flying cars then become a thing. But right now, I can't say I'm not going to do something that I literally would have no opportunity to do.
Yeah.
And I say opportunity, but it's arrangement, so it's a little weird.
I was thinking it's crazy, too, like how it is modernized in U.S. culture as it's like a reality TV show that they have on now, where it's like the blind marriages and stuff like that. I'm sure there's probably a show of like their parents are picking out, or like families or a third party are picking out who you think their better half would be. Like a matchmaker is trying to find you another person.
Yes. There was a TV show on MTV.
Yeah.
Where the parents had to present different suitors.
I think I remember that.
And probably even for the son as well. And so there would be the person they were actually dating, and then a person that the mom chose, and then the one that the dad chose. But it was so incredibly scripted. It's not even.
Oh, yeah. No, it was bad because the guy walks in there like, oh, yeah, I just like to open up their fridge and eat whatever they have on hand in the house. And it was dad's leftovers that was supposed to be for his lunch the next day, but I ate it still.
Yeah, they make him out to be, everybody's a complete prick. Like the actual boyfriend or girlfriend is a douchebag. They're like, fuck you, mom.
Yeah.
And they're like, your dad's a bitch. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, obviously, what, you think after the show, if she chooses that guy that they just want just fine at the next family dinner?
Yeah, exactly. Those are real people. Nothing's scripted, Todd.
That's true. MTV, the least scripted station out there.
Well, for arranged marriages, I came across a pros and cons list.
Okay. Am I agreeing or disagreeing with these?
I guess just let me know how you feel about these.
Oh, I'll let you know.
All right. So I'm going to start off with the pros. So people may match better.
How so?
I don't know. It's just, I think that's a load of crap, possibly.
Okay. People may match better because the families are choosing the qualities that they think match their son or daughter the most. And so you're already finding, you don't have to go through that first date where you're like, do we agree on this? Are you politically this? Like, do I need to walk away? Okay, I can kind of see that. So I'll agree halfway. I'm neutral on that.
That's like flipping a coin. All right, heads, cool. We came on heads. That's good.
I don't know what that translates, but go on to the next part.
All right. higher level of experience of parents.
What the fuck? What does that mean? And why does that? Oh, so like, are they saying like because the parents have had to experience being in an arranged marriage their whole life?
I'm guessing that's what it probably is.
Why is that a plus?
I have no idea.
Like, ooh, I can get better advice on things that they hated themselves that I also hate. Like, what is the? I don't see the pro
you
there.
disagree with that.
Yep.
We got assurance of social status.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it depends on the culture, but yeah.
Yep. And then next one, you kind of already went over, financial security.
Yep, same kind of thing.
Yep. Cultural similarities of partners.
So that's number one, just repeated in a different way. Okay.
Rational rather than emotional decision.
Well, that's not fair. I mean, I agree that that's what happens, but why would you want to base it on, you want it to be a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I want to be emotionally attached to the person I'm supposed to marry, not be like, well, this makes the most sense. You've got a goat, I've got a chicken, and we can start a farm.
Todd's goat chicken farm. Come on down.
Come on down. I need eggs and milk and cheese.
You're set. You got everything there.
Yep, I'm good.
Wait until you start making wings. That's what I'm going to go for.
Oh, but then I have to kill my egg chicken for the wings? Oh, no. This is a bad system. You're never going to come to my farm.
All right. Then we got family connections are strengthened.
That's like, okay, whatever.
That's another like.
Yeah, if you have two families joined together, they're strengthened. Yeah, okay. Wow.
We got similar ethics.
Same. It's
Once
just another rephrasing.
So next one fits in that first one. Religious fits. Similar values.
What the? Somebody fucking wrote this list?
Yep. This is on environmental.
All right, I'm going to get their email. I'm going to talk to this person.
All right. People may live in a happy bubble. I don't fucking understand that.
Oh, so that's the same thing as saying you never leave that family or that two family atmosphere now. So now you're just in a bubble. You're close to that. So everybody's on the same page and the same kind of like social status. So I guess you feel better. Like that's almost like sticking with a clique, which is a throwback to an earlier episode.
Avoidance of lovesickness.
Yeah, I guess if you can't be away from the person, then you can't be sad. Yep.
And then the last pro is no stress to find a partner.
Oh, I totally agree with that one. When you have no work and everybody does it for you and then you're forced to be in there, it's a different kind of stress.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's because then it comes down to also like making sure you please that person, but also I think please your parents.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of pressure there to do both.
So I think that's also why there's a less divorce rate with that.
Yeah, again, you're not going to get the divorce if you've already been forced into a marriage.
Yeah.
Like, then it's even harder to get out of that. Like, I feel like that tracks.
You get out of it, and then they're going to cut you off probably.
Oh yeah. They will give you the silent treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty harsh. The fallout from arranged marriages, if that 4%, that is a pretty big slap in the face to like your family and everything that they hope for. It's almost like living vicariously through your kids, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like this looks like the perfect relationship for them. I want them to be happy by my choice and my design. Selfish. I apologize, cultures that do the arranged marriages, but guys, that's a little selfish.
All right, so we got cons.
Oh, shit. I forgot. I thought that was the whole list.
No. Oh, yeah. It's all pros. There is no cons, Todd.
Oh, God. So this writer was told, hey, I need 1,200 words by Monday morning. And they said, shit, I'll say the same thing 10 different ways. Okay.
All right. So cons. Love is often not a factor.
It almost sounds like a double negative. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The con is that love is not a factor. Yes.
Yes,
I agree because there's no emotion, right?
Yeah,
I guess that goes to my first or an earlier point that you want to be in love with the person, not just think it's cool to own a goat and a chicken.
All right, there may be no fit at all between partners.
Exactly, right? That's number one, guys. That's the only one that matters. Okay,
it's weird under this con list. It says potential higher divorce rates.
Okay, so that writer said, I don't even have time to research. This is all fluff, and they just went in.
Yeah, but hold on. Right under that, this one kind of negates that as well. Separation may be difficult.
Well, yeah, they're saying so you can't get the divorce, right? And so then they're saying, wow, all right, okay, all right.
All right, spouses may not trust each other.
I guess because they don't really know the other person. There wasn't really a an onboarding situation, if you will.
So they don't trust their parents then. Bastards.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I would feel like their parents are pulling the strings on them the entire time.
Yeah. So we got people may be quite unhappy.
Yep.
And then
when you don't have love, that tends to happen.
Yeah. And then right underneath that, you got another subcategory pretty much. Family problems.
So it's a con, or no. So yeah, it's a con. There's going to be family problems, but it's a pro that you're going to be in your own social circle bubble.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Can we talk about arranged articles? I'd like to arrange that writer with more fluff piece.
Yeah, we got husband and wife may have no say.
Okay. I'm not going to respond to that one.
All right. May promote gender inequality.
How so? Are you only arranging one sex?
I guess, I don't know, unless it's one of those where how it works in other cultures where the parents of the male are choosing the female. And I don't know if the female doesn't have a say in that.
Oh, that's a good call. I guess that really does come down to which gender gets to be in charge of the kind of like the vetting process.
We got people often don't know what they are getting to, obviously.
Yep.
Dating period may be missing in a couple's life, obviously again.
The whole thing, basically, when you meet everybody through family, right? Like, you're probably rarely alone.
Well, yeah, it's just a quick, you meet and then marriage, or is it just like, bam, you're at the altar, it's marriage time?
Yeah, from what I was reading, it avoids the process of courtship. So while there is a meet and greet, traditionally, you're not going to get, those separate dates for you to have a one-on-one and kind of get to know them. I don't think that's strictly across the board. So, I mean, and for the record, we are nowhere near experts on different cultures and how they perform any sort of their traditions. So excuse us if we seem a little dismissive of arranged marriages.
Yes, we're just only given the information from the internet.
Yeah. This is the opinion of two guys that we, like we said, shouldn't have a platform, but we kind of do. So here you go.
Yeah. And then I'll just go off the last two real quick. Emotional stress and lower life expectancy.
Okay. So how is there more emotional stress?
I guess it's one of those of maybe one loves, but the other one doesn't love them kind of bad.
Okay.
So maybe something like that.
Okay. And then the last one, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think that just comes with the stress as well, depending how much of an emotional toll it takes on you as a person.
I would love to know the stats on you die earlier if you're in an arranged marriage.
Yeah. This is going off the guy's pros and cons list that needed 1,200 words. Remember that.
Yeah, that's true. Why am I even questioning this thing? Some cultures do bring in professional matchmakers to get that process through, which, I mean, that's at least one step removed, right? So that's probably, if you're going to be put into an arranged marriage and it's like, even if you've accepted it and you're like, that's fine, you might still lean towards, please let it be a matchmaker. I really don't want my mom and dad doing that vetting process.
What qualifies, though, as a professional matchmaker?
A great bullshit speech.
Okay, that's what I thought, because...
Well, I really know personalities. I can really see the aura that you two share. It's a greenish blue. And when you guys get together, there's a buzz in the air, and I can just feel that. Like, my whole life, I've experienced these waves of emotion when I meet two different strangers, and I go, "Oh, that's an Aquarius, and that's a Capricorn, and they should be together."
I'm in. You found your side gig. It's not podcasting, Todd.
It's definitely not podcasting.
So, yeah, what'd you end up finding on this?
I found basically the general shit every fluff writer is putting out there about arranged marriage. So unless you're talking to somebody that's actually in one, it's going to be really hard to kind of get those raw emotions about it. But a lot of people are saying, that to your point, the success rate is 6.3% on Wikipedia.
Okay. So I'm wondering, is that the whole world, or is that I found a bullshit article? Because I think mine was just 4% in the US. Well,
I'm reading this and it says, okay, so 6.3% is the figure that Wikipedia quotes for arranged marriage success rates. And then they say, now this success rate may or may not mean marital satisfaction, but it surely means that arranged marriages are far more stable than other marriages. Is 6.3% a good number by any metric?
I don't. Yeah.
Email open rates. You'll be lucky to get a 6% open rate. So you're saying it's just about as good as your cold email campaigns?
Yep.
Why are they saying that that's a good number for? Can we do an episode on statistics?
Once we find that movie.
Oh, yeah. According to bonobology, is that about the?
But no.
That might be about the. But about me, it might be about the monkeys, the bonobo monkeys. They're swingers, man. They're free lovers. It says bonobology. I don't know. I'm saying bone. Arranged marriages, so on a decline, still make up 55% of all marriages in the world. So we're actually in the minority here in terms of the way we date and find marriage.
Well, we're wrong.
Oh, and then what the fuck? And then it says the divorce rates in arranged marriages are just 6%. So is it a 6.3% success rate or a 6% divorce rate? I don't know who these writers are. I don't know what they're doing.
It's because you're on Wikipedia, Todd.
I'm not on Wikipedia. I'm on Bonobology.
Oh, you're on Bonobology. Oh, that's right. Yep. All right. Well,
guys, what we've decided here is arranged marriages aren't for us, but 55% of the world they are for, so I guess they are the winning one. We shall become matchmakers, and we are going to quit the pod and start our own company.
Yeah, just send us your resume, what you're into, what you like, at theendissigh@gmail.com. We'll probably change your name a bit, or keep it the same. Maybe it fits.
Yeah, because it's still going to be like, I guess I'm stuck here. You got to have the big sigh after you say I do. Well, you may now sigh with the bride, and then the entire congregation sighs.
It works.
All right, we're in. This is gonna make money. Yeah. Send us emails or on social media. Let us know if you know somebody that's in an arranged marriage or what your thoughts are on it. Could you ever be in one yourself? I'm very curious to see how many people wouldn't mind being set up through family, kind of like being, hey, that stress is off my plate. I just worry about everything else.
Yeah, just friends or family setting you up.
Yep. Okay. Well, that is arranged marriage. Shall we move on to topic/theme number 2?
Great segue.
Are you serious that was or no?
No, that was horrible.
That was horrible. What do you
You're
mean?
just always the one that's like, all right, I got this. You're always the one ready to go with a good segue.
Oh, okay. Let me try. Okay, let me think on the fly here. All right. So, speaking of arranged marriages, how about directors that are arranging movies based on real life?
Movies based on real life or true stories?
Same fucking. What is the difference? How dare you ruin my trash segue attempt?
Yep.
So movies based on real life or true events.
So obviously I don't have any research with this. This is just kind of movies that I've seen. And it's one of those where it's harder to think of, like, when it comes to movies based on true stories, how much of it is Hollywoodized, if that's a word.
Oh, yeah, it is now. It's very much so Hollywoodized.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just complete fake. I mean, I've seen shows like Fargo. Mm-hmm. And things that are like, hey, based on real events, or this really happened in Fargo, Minnesota. And then you're watching it and something like bananas happens. And I'm not talking like, oh, that's a crazy coincidence. And this is a minor spoiler for one of the seasons of the show, but like there's an event happening, a UFO shows up, everybody looks up at it and it distracts everybody. And then it flies away. And I'm like, well, that clearly never fucking happened. So when you say at the beginning, all this happened and this is real and these people are real, where's the line? You can just, I guess it's just, you can say that, but it doesn't actually fucking matter, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's also like you talked about Orange is the New Black on an episode earlier.
Right.
About, season 1, it was based on her time in prison. But then, of course, season 2, 3, it just kind of went off the wall of like, you know what? This sounds like a good storyline. Let's just go over this.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. And then it fell off the rails. And it's not even close in terms of like trying to capture that real life experience. Like that, there's something so much more appealing, even if it was somehow less like big or there, not as crazy of events happened, it would still be more compelling because this really happened to somebody. It adds stakes without having to, throw in some into the world device or some shit.
Yeah. And then how do you feel? I know you're big into superstitious, weird and eerie and all that. When you come across that scary movie that's like, oh, based on true events, how do you feel about those?
Okay. So for the record, he knows that I am not about all that. I do. I recall. Let me just tell you a little anecdote of going to the very first Paranormal Activity movie in the theater with my significant other at the time, and we get done, and that movie just starts. It's like, found footage. It just ends, right? And you're like, oh, okay, leaving the theater now. So we get done watching this, and she is just bawling. Okay, and the bawling starts more in the car, but so she's starting to cry as we're walking back through the parking lot. And as we're walking through the parking lot, I'm just laughing because this is insane. And I'm like, what are you doing? This is not real. And she goes, what? But it didn't say it wasn't based on real events at the end. And I was like, what? It doesn't have to tell you that. It doesn't have to say that. And they didn't use credits. I'm like, what?
Obviously, the director did a good job of you know what? Let's not put credits at the end.
Yeah, and then I laughed because I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that it was so real to some people going into that.
Yeah.
It's a good jump scare movie, so whatever gets your senses are heightened, but they believe that this movie just showed them real, probably, murders and a real event and real confirmation of paranormal activity in the world. And my only logic to that was, first, I probably shouldn't have laughed because I don't think that helped.
No,
but
it definitely didn't.
But number two was, do you think they released murder footage for the world to enjoy with popcorn and make a movie out of?
Now, was this pre-butter popcorn or post-butter popcorn, Todd?
This was pre-butter popcorn.
Okay, so you were probably that's all that was
I was
on
still
your mind.
we cry, but we got to get home because I got to hit the porcelain. All right, this thing is bubbling through my gut. I don't have time to think about that. This isn't real.
I don't have time to think about those real murders.
Yeah, I'm gonna create a few ghosts at home.
Jeez. Oh.
Okay, so long story made kind of short. I do think a lot of studios get away with saying something is real, kind of like Blair Witch did it first, right? They pretended like that whole thing was fucking legit, and it really got people. I knew people when it was coming out that were on the websites that they created for it. It's a lot of guerrilla marketing of being like, hey, these are the real stories. Here's the police report, and people bought a hook, line, and sinker. They just think somebody's releasing this footage. It's a studio. There's actors.
Yeah,
once the veil comes off, people can calm down.
You got to think about it too. A lot of times it's the first time for someone to have that experience no matter what. Even though we've seen it time and time and time again, it's always someone's first experience with that.
I agree. There is a bit of emotional manipulation to it. And I think if you go in as an informed consumer, somebody that maybe did some research beforehand or have been burned before, I think it's a lot easier to kind of swallow that pill. But I do appreciate a movie based on real events, but war movies and things like that. So it's really interesting because it's no shit, somebody actually had to go through this. Yeah. I can't
kind of give
even imagine
credit where it's due.
Yeah. So how do you feel about based on real event movies?
I like them. I mean, personally, depending on what it is, I kind of like to look up the real story, not so much the Hollywoodized version
before
of it.
Or after.
Yeah, just to kind of see what they've changed about it.
So no, before or after you watch it though?
Oh, after.
Okay. Yeah, I would feel it would ruin it if you did it before.
Yeah, if you did it before, you kind of know what's going to happen.
What's your favorite movie based on a real event then?
Probably Pain and Gain or Wolf of Wall Street.
Really? I was going to say Wolf of Wall Street's probably up there. Pain and Gain, I mean, it was good, but God, it's fucking brutal.
It is. It is brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah. It's no, people can't be this dumb, but sadly people can.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
People can be. There's a lot of, I know DiCaprio does a lot of movies that are based on real events. And of course he's Wall Street as well. But I really liked Moneyball with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hill, Philip Seymour Hoffman, all in it. That was super good. The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's already depressing if that was a fake movie, but the fact that it was real is just, it is heart. I'll dare I say heart wrenching.
Yeah.
To watch that happen to a real person.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely hard to watch knowing that someone actually went through this. And I think it kind of brings you into the movie more, the fact of knowing that it's partially real. Someone went through these emotions themselves.
Oh, yeah. Do you think it's hard for people to make funny movies based on real events?
No. I mean, maybe it's a little more difficult, but I think it depends also what they're trying to tell as a story.
That's true. I mean, if you look at most top lists for made, for TV, why did I say made for TV movies? Made from real life movies, they're usually more on a serious route. Like even the recent ones, Judas and the Black Messiah and Nomadland, both nominated this last year.
Yeah.
For Oscars. Good movies, great movies, but they're very serious. You've got Hacksaw Ridge from a few years back.
Mm-hmm. I think it's harder for me to get into those at times too, though, just because knowing it was based on a true story. I think the last one, just because like knowing, people went through this actually, like this is...
So it's like too depressing?
At times, yes.
Okay.
So I remember one of the last ones I saw, not depressing, but it was a good way they did it, Black Klansman.
Oh, that is super good.
That was one of probably my favorite based on a real life story movies.
Yeah. I mean, from the acting to the directing, yeah, that is everybody should go watch Black Klansman. It does draw that fine line between horribleness and funny. Dark humor. It is definitely dark humor. It is. But it is so good.
Maybe we'll add it to the list one day.
Oh, there you go. Shit, that is. Yeah, add it to the list right now. That's definitely underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people liked it, but not a lot of people saw it. So I guess there's a little bit of a difference there.
It's on the list.
Now, I will say, thinking about it a little bit more, my favorite movie is Into the Wild, and that is Emile Hirsch playing Christopher McCandless. Did you ever see Into the Wild?
Nope.
That's okay. I'm adding that to your list. Maybe that's
my own personal
that's also
list
on there.
Okay.
I own that one, so you should too.
Right.
No, it's beautifully shot. You got a few big name actors in there that kind of come in and out. But
okay, nice.
I think it's an enjoyable watch. Well, what about Made for? God damn it.
Made for what, huh? Made for personally me or what?
Made for Nate movies. I did learn something about the other side of it, like saying that something did happen when it didn't actually happen, or it's based on this person. And then that person sues but say, hey, I didn't do this horrible thing you said I did in the movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, no, it's just a movie. Well, you can't just say that. That's how you get libel and defamation. From what I read about that, the very first instance of that was the result of litigation against a 1932 MGM movie called Rasputin and the Empress, which insinuated, and this is all Wikipedia, so you can look this shit up, that the character Princess Natasha had been raped by Russian mystic Rasputin. The character of Natasha was supposedly intended to represent Princess Irina Alexandrovna of Russia, who sued MGM for libel. After seeing the film twice, the jury agreed that the princess had been defamed. Irina and her husband, Felix Yusupov, yeah, I believe, were reportedly awarded $127,000, which is about $2.5 million in current money, in damages by the English Court of Appeal, and then another $1 million. Another 19 million in today's equivalent for out-of-court settlements with MGM. So they made a ton of money. And so then everything after that was like, holy shit, guys, we need lawyers to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Because we can't lose over $20 million because we said this person was based on, this person.
Yeah, that'd be rough. I mean, I understand where they're coming from because how many people are able to separate that. So...
Yeah, even if they went to like court or the person recanted, that's still always going to be like out there, and people are always going to be like, was it? And they'll be like, well, that's completely not true. The person even said it wasn't. It was a whole made up thing. It was for the show Pranked or Punked, right? And then
I was thinking Candied Camera.
Candied Camera?
Candied Camera, right? Was that?
Candid Camera.
Candid. Shit.
Candied Camera.
Candy Camera, right? We're just hiding in the candy.
Okay, now don't say that out loud on the pod. You're hiding in some candy. That's gonna stick with you.
I had a bad, off the record here, a van that had candy on it filmed it. See, that's why it's off the record, Todd. You can't put it on when I say it's off the record.
Oh my God!
I shouldn't have made you sing karaoke.
Yep, gave me the keys to the kingdom.
Or the candy car.
Oh, Jesus. The candy car? Okay, we got to move on from that. I don't even know where else to go with movies that based on real time.
No, I got nothing else.
I cannot even talk about this correctly.
All right.
Guys, I'm having a nervous breakdown over here. Okay, we're doing it remotely again. I don't know what's happening, but my brain is not connecting any dots.
Yep.
I want to hear your best segue to get us into online reviews.
All right.
Tell me it's theme 3, it's online reviews. I got to get it all in there.
Mm-hmm. You know, movies based on true stories got a lot of reviews. Speaking of reviews.
Oh God, that's probably better than my attempt.
I don't know, honestly. It's a hard segue.
Okay, well, with that great segue, we are going to talk about theme 3, online reviews.
Yeah.
Nate, what did you get for online reviews?
So I didn't get really a lot of online reviews, like information, but I got online reviews, if you know what I mean.
What? I don't have any idea what
All
you
right.
mean.
So I actually pulled some actual online reviews.
Oh, okay.
And I'm kind of curious, based on the online review, if you're in or you're out.
All right, in or out.
Okay.
That's what she said.
All right. So we're going to start off with this one here. It's a 1-star review.
Ooh, starting strong.
So highly hyped, yet totally fails to live up to any of its debut film is remembered for all the wrong reasons. The LA gangsters are cool. That scene and Mr. T inability to write a script that conveys anger, emotion, or suspense without resorting to F words. Only the score can save it from the dustbin, but the worst crime is that anyone now wearing a black suit and shades is confused with this junk instead of the Blues Bros. In a word, asshole. You into this? You out of this?
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they're referencing. I like finishing it with asshole, so I'm in. I'm in. It sounds like they did this person so wrong, I have to know.
So you're in to see it or you're out to see it? Like you agree with them?
I'm in to see it.
All right, you are probably right. It's Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay. Oh, Mr. T. I was literally thinking Mr. T.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this will be a good misdirection.
I was like, what movie did they think Mr. T wrote? I was like, yeah. Jesus. All right. Okay. No, hell yeah, Reservoir Dogs. Asshole. How dare they? Okay.
All right. This one's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, now we're going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great film with great cinematography. A lot of people who gave the movie awful rating are trolling. This movie was amazing.
Is this Avatar?
No.
Oh, God. Thank God. Okay. Was that it? Was that the full review or did I cut you off?
That's the full review.
Oh, wow. It wasn't Avatar. Okay. Great movie. Great cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
People trashed it.
Yeah, he thought people were trolling.
Can I get a hint? Is it real life or animated?
It's real life.
I guess if they said cinematography, but you can have cinematography and an animated. You just have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a Michael Bay movie?
No.
Roland Emmerich.
No.
James Cameron. No, that's Avatar. Shit.
Well, are you in or are you out?
I'm out because I think this person is trying to say, fuck everybody that hates it. I love it personally.
I think you're right. It's old.
Oh! Fuck that reviewer. Fuck that reviewer.
Nobody was trolling.
No, they were not. Great cinematography. Get the fuck. How many times do we have to see somebody wake up, pass out on the beach? Come on.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with another review here.
Okay.
Not worth any stars. It didn't even last a year. Terrible. Would recommend anyone. Total waste of money. The hardware was corrupted, as well as data and systems stopped working.
So now this is a product review.
Yep.
Okay.
You gonna buy this product?
Oh God. I'm really hoping for a curveball here, but I don't know what to expect. Didn't even last a year. Dude, this is either an Xbox 360 or a vibrator. It can literally go either way.
Well, you buy one?
Hardware failure. Oh, hardware failure. Never mind. I don't know. Well, it could be like a plug-in. Yes. I'm going to go with, is it an Apple product, Nate?
No, it's a PS4.
Okay. Oh, I was going to, God damn it.
You were on the right track with Xbox.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I went, PS4. No, mine still works great. PS5, no one's really been able to use them. And this I went with Xbox because I remember getting the Red Ring of Death on mine back in the day.
Yeah, that was, the big thing with those.
Yeah, they're wrong. You got to stick with the PS4.
Yeah.
But
right.
I'm also torn because when one of your products fails, ooh, that is heartbreaking.
It is. But at the same time, it's one of those, you can't take every review to heart because that's to the individual. How was he treating his, PlayStation.
Yeah, was it like where the vents blocked by other thing and it overheated?
Exactly.
Did he drop it and forget about it? Did somebody else mess with it? Yeah.
Did he use it as like a TV tray and just eat his dinner off of it?
Nate, only you do that.
Yes, I do. Got peanut butter in my disc slot.
Okay. I don't even hear about your bedroom antics. We were talking about PS4s here.
All right, I got one last review for you.
I'm ready.
It is a 1-star.
Okay, perfect.
A sad attempt at a donut. If you are craving donuts, do not go here.
Oh, these motherfuckers. Jeez, I already know what you're talking about.
If you are craving small and frankly plain bites of dough, then this is the place for you. They might not have the size, but they also do not have the flavor to make it worth their uptown prices.
Oh,
I'd rather just get the gluten-free frozen donuts from Lucky's.
Okay, everybody ignore this motherfucker and go to Foco Doco when they open back up.
You are fucking correct. That is very true.
I am in for the donuts, out for that review.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's talking. He's obviously angry about something else.
Yeah, they're wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. 100% wrong, and I don't know what he was thinking because I've never had a bad experience there.
No, same. I have had bad experiences just a couple blocks down the road there.
Oh, you did?
At a little ice cream shop we'll call Kilwin's Ice Cream.
Oh, okay.
And they are run by a bunch of little bald fuckers. And I only say bald fucker because the one guy I was dealing with.
So you're a little bitter about this.
Yeah, I'm a little bitter about it. You were there for it.
I was.
We had a friend there. We'll call him Frankie. He was there for it too. I went into Kilwin's, waited in line, ordered my chocolate ice cream.
You got
I got a waffle cone.
Yep.
1 scoop on top. Walked outside. The cone just shattered, like it was already broken. And my parent was already broken. I'm not over here Hulk gripping my cones.
No, you don't have a death grip.
No. And I'm steps outside, and the whole thing crumbles in my hand. The scoop of ice cream hits the concrete, which then Nate promptly picks up. And then we walk back into Kilwin's, and Nate holding the scoop in there, and I go, "Hey, my ice cream, it broke. The cone just was broken and it fell." We'd been in there seconds before, and Nate shows them the obviously not used scoop, throws it in their trash can, and then I just go back to the back of the line, get back into the front, and the same dude that helped me was like, before I even order, he says, "You know you're not getting a free one, right?"
Yeah, he was very adamant about that.
Oh, the rage.
Yeah, you didn't even ask like, "Hey, I want a free one," or anything like that. It was just,
no.
You got back in line and you're ready to order another cone. You never demanded you want another free one.
No.
You never came in storming, like kicking the door open, like, "Fucking where's my ice cream?" Nothing like that. I
should have.
Yeah, you should have after that. Of him like, "Oh, you're not getting a free one."
It's like, oh, dude, this little fucker.
I'm sure their upcharge on ice cream handles 1 dropped cone a day, if not fucking more.
Yeah, so A, you're not losing any money. You're just retaining customers. B, what did you think my scam was? I was just there to waste my money and your ice cream. What was the scam? I obviously didn't eat it.
No. See, your scam was, you're like, "All right, let's go out to the parking lot." And then we just had a tub of ice cream in the car, and that's what I brought. Like, I just scooped my hands into that, and I brought it back in with, the cheap knockoff ice cream, and I was like, "Oh, no."
That is brilliant, and we shall be trying that on Kilwin's within the next few months, okay? Bring in a totally different flavor they don't even serve. Hey, look what fell out there.
We don't have sherbet.
Oh, yeah, but oh, sorry. So this actually goes to online reviews, because I did go in to their Google reviews and their site reviews. I left a review.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to the manager, told him everything that happened, wasn't mean about it. Just like, obviously I was like, "Dude, your employee was very unprofessional," but I left a review, never heard a word back from them.
Wow. I left a review as well. Also, never heard back from them.
And I believe our friend Frank did too.
Mm-hmm.
And never heard back from them. 3 separate people reviewed them with a true story, and they never responded, never made it right. And I've never been back, so they lost my patronage.
You used to go there frequently, right?
Yeah, I used to go there a lot. I liked them.
Yeah. So it took one guy.
Yep. one employee that was a douchebag.
Yeah.
And you lost at least 3 people, plus our significant others, plus any friends we bring to town.
Oh, yeah. It trickles down.
Yeah. We just go to Walrus literally down the block.
There's Walrus. There's Churn. There's other ice cream places.
There's cheap ice cream from a tub that Nate keeps in his car.
Yeah. At all times. You never know when you need ice cream from a tub.
If you see a car that says Nate's Necessities and Sharpie on the side, ask him for some ice cream.
I'll give you a scoop.
I'll give you a scoop. Looking for scoops.
I got the hot scoops. Oh, wait, no, it's ice cream. I got the cold scoops.
Got the cold hard facts here about online review statistics.
All right.
How's that segue?
I mean, we did like 5 takes. You finally got it, but I'll give you credit.
That is not actually true. Don't ruin this. That was live. That was live.
It was live.
What percentage of people do you think read reviews of local business before they make a decision?
I feel like it's definitely higher now and today. Everyone's got a smartphone. They can just look up reviews themselves in the pocket.
That's true.
So I'm going to go with like 85%.
Oh, shit. You're close. 90% of buyers read online reviews before deciding on a purchase. 97%. So almost everybody reads the reviews on the local business before they use it. Wow. I'm in the 3%. So that's interesting. I just learned that.
Okay. I mean, I'll look at reviews, but at the same time, I'll look at both and I'll still end up going.
That's true. So then what do you think the quantity of reviews does for that? Like, if you see 1 or if you see 100, does that make a difference?
No, it doesn't make a difference. If I see 1, I'm like, oh, maybe it's a new place. If I see 100, okay, it's been open a while. Okay, well, let me put a little product comparison example. So if you had a PlayStation 4 at the time versus an Xbox One next to each other. Now, ignoring your loyalty to whatever brand, say there's 2 right there. You see that the PlayStation 4 has 100 reviews and 90 of them are bad. You see the Xbox One has 10,000 reviews and 8,000 of them are good. Now, what do you make a decision based on the fact that that's overwhelmingly in favor of one or the other? So we got 100 reviews and 1 is good.
90 are bad.
Okay. And then 10,000 reviews.
And 8,000 are good.
8,000 are good. I mean, I guess I look up the actual like hardware on the product.
Would you know what the hell that means? Like, what doesn't mean that you know the failure rate on it, right?
No. I guess it's
that wouldn't sway you if you saw that 8,000 people said get this and almost everybody said don't get the other one.
I mean, I always kind of wait out and see what issues come out. Because, I mean, obviously, depending on the console. I know, I'm really getting away from what this is.
Yeah, you just got to answer my question straight up now.
All right, so I guess if it comes down to that, then I'd go Xbox.
Oh, he's an Xbox fanboy. Guys, we got him.
How about that Master Chief?
Okay, that's fair. I'm an early 2000s Xbox fanboy.
Gears of War.
We did co-op that together, so there's a special place in our arranged friendship. Okay, so that was obviously that was a very out of proportion example, but at some point there might be a reason to believe, if more people are saying it's bad than good, then maybe you wait on that to your point, you wait to see what happens, what shakes out with the product.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Wait on it. It is what it is. Everyone's got their own way of how they buy products, whether they see something that like, oh, it's on Amazon, it looks cool, I'm just going to buy it, rather than looking into, all right, is this good for what I need it? Like, is it going to do what it needs to do? Rather than like, oh, this feature looks really cool, but I didn't look into it to see if it's actually compatible with whatever I need or do whatever I need. I feel like I'm losing you.
If I just stay silent, you just start to slowly taper off.
Just going to slowly back out of here and get more
Nate's
quiet.
Left the room. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Good. Okay, so what do you think the biggest demographic is for trusting reviews? Do you think it's up until the age of 18? Do you think it's 18 to 34? Do you think it's 35 to 70? Do you think it's 70 plus?
That's hard. It depends on the product, I feel, too. Because if it's like a tech savvy, I'm not going to listen to a 70-year-old.
But who would trust just online reviews in general? Which group do you think would be most apt to do that?
So you had 18 below. 18 to what?
Yep.
30?
34.
34. 34
and
to
then
70.
35 to 70, and then 70 plus.
I feel like 35 to 70.
You are wrong. It's us. It's the 18 to 34 because I'm totally in that range still.
Barely.
I did not. When I was reading that, and I was like 18 to 34. That's me. All right. And after I got done with that sentence, I was like, oh, shit. Oh,
You're almost out of it.
I am out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 3 years out of it.
Yeah, you are.
I thought it was clearly in that. That's like everybody always uses 18 to 34 as like their benchmark for like trends and stuff. I'm out of it.
How long have you been 34 then?
3 years. I've been 34.
Oh.
Well, those are just some basic little numbers. This is pulled from a 2020 study. All that information, the percentages. I will say that about more people choose to follow like on reviews for cars rather than they do for even like banking. I don't know who trusts reviews for banking. I feel it's such an individual.
Holy
unless
shit!
somebody's a giant scam.
You're almost 40.
Fuck, we have moved on. We have moved so far on. Interesting fact: the average review has gotten 65% shorter since 2010. When I was just a young lad in 2010. Oh, god damn it.
Yep.
Well, you son of a bitch. What affects you more? Is it about a customer experience or about the product or service itself?
I mean, customer experience.
Why is that?
Just because I feel like I'm more likely to go back to someone that's nice and treats me well rather than, getting that piece of shit experience from someone that's like, who cares about you?
Yeah. I would probably agree. I could probably have a bad burger, but if everybody was super nice and the experience was good, I would go back. I mean, you burned me a few times with the same ingredient. I'm getting the fuck out of it. It's like, I don't need it, even if you're nice. But customer service will overweigh a lot of problems. And I don't think businesses quite understand that still. They think, hey, we lower prices, everybody comes in. It's like, that's not necessarily true. I've seen some pretty big establishments go under when it's just like, well, they have notoriously bad customer service. So.
Yeah, apparently we're paying those uptown prices for donuts, but we still go back.
Jesus, fucking uptown prices. This person visit from like New York City. What uptown prices? There's no uptown in Colorado. Okay. Fucking kidding me. All right. Well, that I think concludes our 3 themes from the Big Sick.
It does. Leads us right into the movie.
All right. So then let's start talking about 2017's The Big Sick.
Yeah. Let me just flip my page here, get to my notes.
Oh, he's getting settled. Everybody's getting settled. Let me grab my pages here.
Oh, pages. Dang.
I write big. It's just one big word. Review.
That's it.
I'm like, oh, shit, that's right. I got to do that.
Spoiler.
Alert. All right. So 2017's The Big Sick is Pakistan-born comedian Kumail Nanjiani and grad student Emily Gardner fall in love but struggle as their cultures clash. When Emily contracts a mysterious illness, Kumail finds himself forced to face her feisty parents, his family's expectations, and his true feelings.
Yeah, and it's directed by Michael Showalter, who some of you may know from the Wet Hot American Summer series. There's some movies. There's a Netflix thing about it. It's very, very funny, ridiculous series. It's got like Paul Rudd.
They kind of like try to de-age him.
Kind of. I mean, almost not really, because they don't de-age anybody. They just kind of act like they're all still that age.
Yeah.
Like they'll roll up and pretend like they just got out of like high school, or they're going there for the summer to hang out, and they're all camp counselors. It's so good. It's worth a just turn your mind off and watch experience. And he also Michael Showalter is behind Search Party, that is now on HBO Max, and that's one of my favorite shows. And it's a lot. It is funny, but it's kind of quirky. And so I was actually surprised when I saw that he directed this one, because it seems very much outside of his wheelhouse, because it's very serious for most of it. Yep.
And so the cast for the movie, we got Kumail as himself. Pretty easy. Mm-hmm. We got Zoe Kazan, who plays Emily.
Yep.
Holly Hunter, who plays Beth. Ray Romano as Terry. And then, I mean, those are kind of the 4 big ones in the entire movie.
Yeah. And so Kumail is kind of in a neat place because he does get to play himself. And then obviously Emily, as Nate said, is played by Zoe Kazan. And that is an interesting, I don't know why Emily didn't reprise herself for that.
Yeah.
Because she is, she's on a podcast with Kumail. She does, writing and producing, and I think she does some directing. Like she's out there. So it's not like she's afraid of the spotlight, I guess. So it was interesting that they didn't do it the full way, but I will say Holly Hunter and Ray Romano as the parents are so good.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic in this role. The way they play.
They might be my favorite part of the movie is that dynamic.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, so the cast is very small, which is nice. You get some background characters, basically his comedian counterparts. You got Kurt Braunholer as Chris, and you've got Bo Burnham in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Adie Bryant
as Mary.
Yep. And you also have David Alan Grier as the comedian, or as like the club promoter.
Yeah.
Or manager, I guess I should say. And I think he's doing coke in the bathroom is one of the jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But yeah, and so, I mean, I guess that's kind of where we start the movie off, is that they are at the comedy club, and you start up with Kumail doing his routine.
Yeah, it starts off with him doing his routine, just kind of talking about, have you heard of this drug cheese, which is basically, I think, heroin and some kind of medicine. So he's like, it's just basically heroin.
And gorgonzola.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of that cheese too.
Real cheese.
Yeah. So it kind of gives you an insight of who he is and what he kind of does. And it's more of just a side gig, because also it shows him being an Uber driver as well. And it seems like
that is a big part of it.
Main source of income. So as he's doing his whole bit on the stage, he gets a heckle in the crowd. And that heckle turns out to be Emily.
Yeah, what did she say in the heckle? It's like she just kind of like woo-wooed. I think
she just woohooed is all it was. And so
yeah, she doesn't ever actually heckle.
Yeah, so it kind of grabs his attention, and of course he kind of goes off on a sidebar. It's like, oh, it's kind of, not nice to heckle a person as they're on a stage, and she kind of goes off and says, oh, I wasn't heckling, I was just kind of woohooing. So he goes into this whole spiel about, well, anything is a heckle. I didn't write it down exactly, but he says something about like, heckling is just throwing someone off guard, or not a lie.
Putting him off their game when he's up there. Like anything would be distracting for sure.
Yeah. So
it's kind of a neat little meet cute.
Yeah. So after, she heckles him, the show ends, and kind of the whole thing throughout this with the other comedians is they're trying to get into the Montreal Comedy Fest. And I looked it up, and actually there is a Montreal comedy festival that's called Just for Laughs. And it's like one of the biggest comedy festivals. So it's kind of good to know it's an actual thing.
Yeah, I've heard of the Just for Laughs festival. I didn't know it was in Montreal, honestly, but that's a name that I'm very familiar with in terms of seeing clips from and everything.
Yeah.
I did like the behind the scenes of the comedy club. A lot of, I guess, movies in that realm and stuff, and shows like Pete Holmes' Crashing show on HBO deal with that a lot, and kind of the backstage life of these guys who are they're always on. Dude, I can't imagine being around comedians all the time, because they always want to have that killer line of that joke.
That's definitely how it is throughout the entire movie with Kumail. He's always kind of looking for that one laugh, that one liner throughout the entire movie. Yeah,
they're always kind of going for that attention. And I was thinking about it, and I think the comedians always have this kind of like, it feels like a half energetic or half defeating life back there. Like they're always kind of sad or really, I don't want to say like depressed, but I think in a way it kind of is, because I think that's kind of the nature of comedy. Like as a comedian, you're always dissecting life. So which means you're very self-aware and always looking at like the absurdity of it all. And that's where that whole like tragedy plus time equals comedy thing comes from. Yeah. Because you're always looking to make the best out of the worst possible situation. So you're finding those things that really bother people or have destroyed your own personal life, and you're trying to make humor out of it as like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And you're just coping with the horror that is, reality. And that's how you get comedians. And so then I always enjoy, like, as much as it would be hard to be around people that are always trying to be on, there's a reason, because they're constantly trying to avoid the real stuff.
Yeah. So you think it's a front for comedians, or is it just like?
I think a lot of it's a front, but I mean, they're using the best comedians are using their real life. Mm-hmm. And just, shades of gray in it.
Okay.
But after that, they meet and go have some drinks.
Yeah, they meet at the bar, and Kumail does this whole like shtick of, oh, this is your name in Uru or whatever the Pakistani like writing is. So she calls him out on that, like, does this work? And he's like, I have some success with it. So kind of fast forward to, she goes back to his place, and
a little Netflix and chill.
He's a big fan of like B-rated scary movies.
Yes. Yep.
And so he starts to show her one of those, but Obviously leads into sex real quick. And after they, get done, they're laying there and she kind of has like, oh, I need to get going. And he's like, no, stay. We didn't even have sex a second time. So they're kind of, going off the whole banter. And then she's like, no, I really got to get going. So she calls an Uber. And then, of course, his phone goes off. Oh, I'll be with you once I get my pants on.
Yeah, it's crazy because I want to be like, oh, it's a real fun plot device. But apparently that's really how that happened.
Yeah.
You think that was exactly how that happened? Or he said, hey, I'm an Uber, I could drive you?
I think, I don't know if that's really how it happened in real life.
He would be the closest one it pings because he's right there. So it goes by proximity.
I don't know if it's like you talking, this is based on the true story of them.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Well, I guess because this movie came out on their 10-year anniversary. So Uber really wasn't a thing in 2007.
Mm.
So I don't know exactly.
So is that just a fun plot device?
It's, yeah.
Oh, well, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. Kumail and Emily V. Gordon. Yeah, during this car ride back, she's trying not to date. Like, she obviously wanted that to be like a one-night stand, just a hookup, and then move along.
Yeah, she's trying to focus on her school.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to get out of there. And then we kick right over to Kumail's family dinner, right?
Yep, it's his first time with his family, and it kind of gives an insight of how he is with his family. His family, they're very set in their ways, their religion, and there's a point where they're like, hey, come on, go pray, and then when you pray, we'll have dessert. Well, he goes downstairs, he doesn't pray, he just sits on his phone, acts like he prays. He's kind of not 100% into the culture.
It doesn't seem like he's into the culture like at all. Like, I mean, if you're going to go down there and fake pray.
I think he's into the culture because he has that whole one-man show.
Well, I mean, that's his life, though. He's using his culture as like an example of kind of like how he grew up, but I don't think he practices it. And,
no,
he doesn't show him practicing it in his actual life. But
no, I think he respects where he came from, but yeah, he doesn't practice.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you get to see that really traditional Pakistani like relationship with the family. Like, everybody's there for dinner. Mm-hmm. Then the mother, and this is how we get into our arranged marriage.
Yeah, so the doorbell rings. And of course, Kamal already knows something's up. Every time he goes over there for dinner, he's like, oh, she's going to say, I wonder who that could be. Oh, they just stopped by. They were in the neighborhood. And it was a female that they're trying to arrange a marriage for him.
Yep. And it's very awkward. And you can tell this happens every time he goes to dinner.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's one of those two where I don't know how traditional they are in that sense of like they picked out the female and he says yay or nay. It's not. This is their say, this is who he's marrying. It seems like he has kind of a say into it.
Yeah, it is interesting because he gets the photos and it's almost like an interview. It's like they give you their headshots.
Yeah.
And then you get to keep a box of them and like decide when you're ready if that's the one you want to go with. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a vending machine for your wife. It's very interesting.
Very odd, yeah.
But like it's way more the mom's thing than anybody else's. But no one ever she's the matriarch, so no one's talking back to her. Like whatever she says fucking goes. And the movie stays through to that to the very end.
Well, she does a really good job as portraying that too. Like the way she comes off, it's very intimidating of how she says stuff. Yeah. And you're like, all right, I don't want to go against her. So
no, yeah, she'll fucking snap my neck type thing.
So, and then after dinner, it kind of goes into the whole dating montage.
Yeah, you get into the dating montage, but you do kind of show that second date where he's trying to introduce her to his favorite B movie.
Yeah.
And I thought that reminded me of kind of how we deal with spoilers to the point where if I'm showing somebody something and he's like, hey, I want you to close your eyes during the menu because there's spoilers in it and I want you to see them. She's like, okay, and then he sits there and he watches her react to things. I totally feel what he's feeling because, again, that's one of my simple pleasures is like having somebody experience it.
Yeah, being able to enjoy something through someone's eyes for the first time.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that anymore from yourself. You're like, I've seen this, so I know what it's like. But when you watch someone else watch something for the first time and their surprise, their excitement, or their sadness from that moment is kind of what you live through.
Yeah, you're vicariously, you're getting that high. It's the weirdest, it's like a drug. You're like, oh, I'm getting my fix. Like, oh yeah, fuck, I remember that feeling. I'm getting that back. It's such a weird thing we humans do, but it totally works. Like you really do have that buzz of electricity. Like I remember when I first experienced that, like the trailer for Star Wars 9, seeing those reactions at D23 and everything of people flipping out still gives me goosebumps, even though I know a few months later, they're probably like, oh, well, that's disappointing. But at the time, it was like the greatest thing they'd ever seen.
Yep. So after the whole dating montage, she actually goes to his show that's dedicated to like his home country, Pakistan. And after the show, she kind of says she liked the show, but she wished it had more about him and himself, like who he is, who his family is, more of that personal information.
Yep, and that's kind of a look into her psyche in terms of like she does care about the person and not necessarily just kind of like the fixings, right? Like the dressing of it all.
Yeah. So I'll keep going with the whole dating montage. There's a point where she's sleeping over at his house and she wakes up in the middle of the night and she like goes out trying to find like, you know, bathroom, like if there's a diner and all that. She comes back in. He's like, what are you doing? Oh, you know, I just want to get a cup of coffee. Is that diner open across the street? And he's like, what do you mean? What are you even talking about? She's like, it's natural for a girl to wake up in the middle of the night and want a cup of coffee. All right. And then,
it's just something they all do.
Yeah. And so he keeps going like, what the heck? Why are you wanting to do this? And then finally she's like, I have to fucking poop.
Yeah.
She has that.
She's going to take a shit, man.
She's got that embarrassment of like pooping in the bathroom where he's at.
She's like, you don't have any matches. You don't have any air freshener. Like, who doesn't have air freshener like in their bathroom or whatever? And
yeah.
It's just a couple of guys living together. So I get that. I keep that shit on hand now though but it is totally relatable.
Yeah.
It's even from a guy, because if you go and if you're sleeping over as a significant others for the first time, geez, the last thing you ever want to do is even admit that you have a bodily function.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. I mean, okay, that bodily function. Like you don't want her to picture you pooping. Like it's just insane. And it's like, oh, you also don't want her to hear it or smell anything. So if you're running the fan, you're running the water.
Yeah. You're trying to disguise that noise because you don't want to like let that noise be heard throughout. Because when people are sleeping, it's fucking quiet. So everything's going to be heard. And you being in there, you're probably in your head even more like, this is super fucking loud. Everyone hears me right now.
Yeah, it's a very paranoid. Have you ever had to disguise your bowel movements, whether at work or in any situation?
No. I mean, I'm okay with it.
You're just releasing the hounds.
Yep.
If somebody sits right next to you in a stall, are you releasing the hounds?
Oh, yeah. What does it matter?
Oh, God. I can't even do that because it's just gross.
It's a part of life. Everyone poops.
I know, but...
Todd, I'll get you a book. Everyone poops.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen the book. I know that everybody's pooping. What would you just like? Would you poop with the door open and just look at people?
I wouldn't look at people.
Okay, it's natural. Everybody does it, Nate. What's wrong with it?
Because I've always pooped behind closed doors.
Why?
All right, Todd, next time you come over, I'm going to open the door and I'm going to poop at you and look at the eyes.
I bet you can't do it, but I also don't want to test that because that's gross and I don't want to be part of that experiment.
Bets on. All right, how much are you putting down on this?
No one needs that.
All right,
okay, anyway,
back
moving
to
on.
The movie. It's really nice to see he ends up leaving his apartment and sitting out on the stoops while she uses the restroom and then comes out afterwards. So it's kind of like
Chris is also in there.
Yeah, but she doesn't give a fuck what Chris thinks.
I guess. You would think she would still be kind of paranoid from that, like, because he could then mention it to Kumail, be like, dude, you should have heard her shitting last night.
Maybe, but who knows?
Yeah, but it is nice. He goes and lets her have her privacy.
So later it kind of goes forward. They're in the grocery store and they're talking about meeting each other's parents.
Yep.
And as they're talking about meeting each other's parents, Emily gets a sharp pain in her foot.
Which will come back later in the movie.
And then
they kind of move past it pretty fast in the movie.
Yeah. So later after they get done shopping, they go back to Kumail's place and she finds his cigar box that has all of the arranged marriage photos in it. Yeah,
which is very sus anyway. I'd be very suspect about a box full of females' headshots. I'd be like, is this guy a serial killer first and foremost? Right. But because they've been together 5 months, and this is just the first time she's finding out about this box.
Yeah. So they have this huge fallout through this point where she's questioning if he's going to stay loyal because he brings up, oh, well, you know, my mom and dad don't agree with this, me dating a white girl and not being arranged marriage and all that.
Yeah, well, I think they admit that, or he admits that he hasn't even told the family about Emily at this point.
Yeah. And so
that's why.
Yeah, she sees it as a moment of distrust and doesn't see the relationship moving forward in the direction that she does. So, yeah, they break up.
And then you get that kind of moving on in life montage, right?
yeah, kind of moving on. He still does this comedy. And once again, he kind of hits on a girl the same way he did with Emily. And that night, he's with that girl. He gets a call in the middle of the night, and it's Emily's friend saying Emily's in the hospital and no one's there for her.
Yeah, so a lot happens really quick in there. I mean, you get the breakup. He dates or goes out with somebody else. I mean, he's slaying, guys. He's slaying over there. And then, right in the middle of that, then he's got to go all of a sudden go back to the person that had a big breakup with him to go like be her only line of support because nobody's around to do it.
Yeah, which is weird that none of her friends were there or anything like that.
Yeah, in a town that big in Chicago, like no one's there. But it's also interesting that he's the closest person they know of to get a hold. Like there's no other regular friends like or exes or anything that she would have been with longer or something that would care. It's very, I mean, the fact that it's a real story is also crazy because that had to happen. Like they had to contact him specifically to be the one to go do this, which is crazy. So I would be thanking her the whole time for this relationship.
Yeah. So after that, he gets there and the doctor's kind of like, she doesn't want anything to do with him. She's already wondering why he's there. And he's like, we got a phone call from your friends about it. So after that, the doctor pulls him aside and says, hey, there's something wrong with her. There's an infection and we have to put her in a medically induced coma. And doctor kind of looks at her looks at him and is like, are you the husband? And he's like, no, I'm her ex. Well, we need someone to sign for this. So it's kind of like an on the spot. Like I can't imagine doing that.
That it's very tough. And the doctor is making a point because he goes, he's like, hey, are you the husband? He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, well, I need to intubate her, which is then we're going to put her into a medical induced coma. So are you the husband? Well, no. I need to know this information right now. Like I need to do this right now or, she could die or whatever. Are you the husband?
Yeah.
It's like saying you better pretend you are so we can do this to save her life.
Yeah. It's one of those where it's like, all right, we're going to go around the system to hopefully help out this person, which is kind of one of those ass backward things of they have to go around the system to help a person.
Right. And it's interesting because if you're by yourself, if you don't have like next of kin, then what do you do? Who's going to approve that? I guess I don't know how that would work.
It's hard to say.
But so then they do it. He makes the agreements. She gets put into surgery right away.
So then Kumail doesn't know what to do, so he decides to call her parents. And this part, it was kind of funny because he grabs her phone to call her parents, and he's like, I don't know her password. And he says, I'm sorry, and like grabs her limp hand and puts her thumb on the thumbprint of the phone.
Yeah. Was that a thing in 2007?
No, it wasn't. So another plot, yeah.
Movie magic, baby.
So he calls, and the parents show up, the next day probably? Yeah,
they're there pretty quick. And again, it's Holly Hunter, who is very Southern accent, and then, or I guess that's Southern, and then Ray Romano, obviously from Everybody Loves Raymond fame.
And of course, there's that awkwardness of Beth is already like, she tells us everything. We already know who you are and the piece of shit that we know or think that you are in this point in time.
Beth, Holly Hunter character, she's very mean to Kumail, and Ray Romano's kind of like that understanding guy. And I thought they were like, I put it as like the perfect blend of stern overprotectiveness plus like the wise experience of like having been through it. So you kind of get both sides. And dude, Kumail gets knocked by Holly Hunter. She delivers this shit that like stone cold. She's like, you can go now. And he's like, but she's like, you didn't want to be committed to her when she was awake. You don't need to be when she's unconscious.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. This movie has very strong female mother figures.
Yep. They are running the show, man.
Yep. So, yeah, pretty much Kumail decides, okay, I'm going to leave then, because after that whole line, he walks out. And then, he goes away, and then he decides actually he's going to come back and be there in case they need anything. So there's always that awkward tension between the parents and Kumail. There's a point where they go out to lunch. Well, they don't go out to lunch. They're at the cafeteria in the hospital, and the parents are sitting at a table, and Kumail kind of sits like a little ways away at a different table, and Terry kind of invites him over, like, come sit with us. So he's that kind of like, come on, let's, be all friends here. Beth is still resenting just everything about him. Like, no, I don't want to deal with him. He's already hurt her daughter. I don't want her to go through more hurt.
Yep. And you can, as we get a little bit further into this, just a little bit, you'll understand why I think Beth feels this way about a guy that is exes with her daughter now versus what's the father's name? What's Ramon's?
Terry.
Terry. Why Terry is more sympathetic to not kind of laying the blame or, to writing him off completely. So that's a little teaser.
So there's a point where Emily's going to be there for a while. So the doctor kind of suggests, hey, you should go get some rest, sleep. We'll get back to it tomorrow. So they go to Emily's place, all three of them. And
which is weird. I always thought that was weird that they would all go there. But
it is a little weird, but it's the movie.
Yep, you're not wrong.
And as they get there, Kamal kind of goes through some of her things, kind of like hiding her weed or whatever. And as he's going through those things, though, he's kind of having some memories of going back to like when they first met, like a shirt that she wore or whatever.
And he finds that box where actually their pictures are in a box.
Yep.
And it's kind of like a parallel to him having his own box of pictures, even though they're completely different reasons for those. But it is neat to see that he found her kind of secret stash of him.
So after that, Kamal's like, oh, well, I got to leave. I got a comedy show that I need to go to. And he's like saying he's headlining it, even though he's not. He's just trying to impress him. And Terry kind of invites himself to it, like, hey, you know what? Actually, we should go to that. We need to get our mind off this. So Kamal's like, actually, it's booked up. It's full. And he's like, well, you're the headliner. You can get us in, right? And he's like, well, that makes sense. Okay. I guess you guys are coming with us. So they end up going to his headliner comedy show.
Yep.
And as he's on stage, he gets heckled in the crowd from a frat-looking boy that says, why don't you go back to ISIS? And you see Beth.
Remember when we were making ISIS jokes? Remember that?
Oh, man.
Ooh, good times, guys. Good times.
Yeah,
right.
So Beth gets fired up about this, and she actually backs Kamal up on this and is like, what did you say? And he's like, oh, I said you should go back to ISIS. There's a whole debate between them, and Beth even has the line of, well, you saying he looks like he belongs in Pakistan, so he's, an ISIS member. I should be saying all frat boys who wear button-up Hawaiian shirts and backwards hats have shriveled up little penises. And finally gets to the point where they kick out Beth and Terry.
Well, she goes to attack him, and then they have to escort her out.
So they escort Beth out.
Because he calls her a bitch, right, or something, right?
Yeah, and Terry walks up, and he's like, if I wasn't more of a man, I would put you in your place right here. This elevator goes all the way down.
Yeah, it's a good little rant by him.
Yeah. So after that, they kind of head back to Emily's place, and they kind of connect on more of a personal level, the three of them.
Yeah, they finally break through that ice, or at least between the mom and Kumail. There's a little bit more bonding there. And there's kind of a neat conversation I thought happened in there, and that was Holly Hunter, Beth saying she's telling him about a friend of hers, and it's like, hey, or was it the father? And she was talking about somebody that's like, hey, they've been through all this stuff, had cancer, all these different things, and then guess what killed him? And he's like, cancer. He's like, car crash. She's like, it doesn't matter what you do. He ate sprouts all of his life, like did all these things healthy. And then that's just shit takes you out. And I was like, that's a very good metaphor for a lot of life. Like it didn't matter, like all the things this person did. They were just taken out by a car accident. You can
how fragile life is.
Yeah, you can overcome anything. So do you think that resonates pretty heavily with a lot of movies or like life in general? Like, I mean, I kind of feel like that's where people get agoraphobia and things like that, where it's like, I'm afraid because life is so random that I could go outside and get hit by a fucking car. So it's like, is it worth the risk to even try?
I feel like it's always worth the risk. I mean, don't die wondering. That's from the way back.
Yep. Yeah, that is. I was like, oh, I know this.
Yeah. So, I mean, it speaks true. Like, live life to the fullest. You can't wonder what's going to happen and not know. You got to just be able to enjoy the things that you're too afraid to do.
No, yeah, I agree. I just thought that was a nice little moment for her to kind of point out, like maybe that's also a reason why no matter the stripes that they're going through right now, like they still just kind of, it's one of those, it is what it is type situations, even though they obviously super care about their daughter, they're not in complete control of this and they're just trying to kind of buckle through.
Yep. So the next day they go to the hospital and Beth and Terry are talking about transferring Emily to another hospital because they're reading reviews online about another hospital that's that does better. So that kind of comes back to our online review stuff.
No, but it directly comes down to that, like where you're being swayed by something that even, I mean, in this situation, obviously is life threatening. It is a life or death decision, but you're basing it on a review, and obviously Holly Hunter says she talks to the other one. They're like, well, we should move her. They say that it's better for this. And of course, the current hospital is like, don't fucking move her. And Kumail's like, obviously, listen to the hospital you're in right now, because they're the ones that have been treating her this whole time. Yeah. They know all these stuff right now.
Well, not only that, the hospital isn't wanting to keep her. They're also kind of pro to move her away, because then it gets that like liability off their hands.
True. Yeah, there's different things in play.
So Kumail goes down to the gift shop and he gets a giraffe and brings it to Emily's room. And I think that was kind of a play on her dad's joke earlier. It wasn't really mentioned or anything like that, but he has like his joke that he's trying to be funny about. And like, oh, I've done comedy before. So I don't know if it was kind of a callback to that or not.
Maybe.
He drops off the giraffe in the room, and in there is Emily's nurse. And he talks to him like, oh, they're talking about transferring Emily. And the nurse is like, no, don't transfer Emily. Do not transfer her at all. Like, she kind of warns him like, hey, it's not a good idea, the state that she's in. And she's the one that actually says, yeah, it gets the liability off the hospital's hands. So that's why the hospital's for getting rid of her, but it's not safe to transfer her. So that's a lesson. Listen to the nurses, all right? They know what's going on. They're the ones taking care of the patients.
Yeah, you're right. And a lot of time they know way more than the doctors. And that's, I think, been established many times throughout life.
Yeah. So after that point, Kumail decides to tell the nurse she's been having foot pain. And so he kind of gets that into the whole mix. She's like, oh, well, thanks for your information. And kind of, they go on their way.
Yep. So after he talks to the nurse and has that anything, you go out and you see Holly Hunter and Ray Romano like arguing. Like it now becomes a very big thing between them because they disagree on what they should be doing, and it's about reviews and everything. It's like you can see that it's a classic marriage fight, but it actually has very big stakes involved with it. And so they're both emotionally, invested in this, and they start yelling and kind of in the waiting room. And it kind of gets revealed subtly that Ray Romano has done something that Holly Hunter has not forgiven him for in his life. And you can infer that it's an affair. And so then the two split. Holly Hunter goes back to the apartment or goes in to see Emily. Maybe they split, and then Ray Romano and Kumail get to talking. And he's like, "You want to go just stay at my place then, because you're going to be here all night or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So then you kind of get like a little sleepover moment where Kumail and Terry are in his room, and Kumail's just trying to go to bed, but Ray and Terry, interchangeable here, guys. Terry wants to talk to him about what that fight was about and the mistakes he's made. And he has a really good line. Do you remember what it was?
I do not.
Terry says, "Love isn't easy. That's why they call it love." Kumail's like, I don't really get that. And he's like, I thought I could just start saying something and something smart would come out.
Yeah, it's truly great.
Yeah.
Like he just goes on this tangent of like, oh, I thought if I keep saying something meaningful would come out, but no, it just flops.
No, and that sounds like a lot of the way I go through life, and probably a lot of the ways we go through like on the pod or anything. Like you're in public, it's like, you just start and you kind of go, I hope I can finish this sentence in a way that sounded intelligent.
Yeah. You always want to be that person that has that great line. You're like, yeah, I said that.
Yeah. Or I'll be in meetings with like clients, and they'll say, hey, can you, what do you think about this? And I'm like, okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm not fully aware of this topic, but if I just start saying buzzwords and I reference something they said and I throw them off with technical terms so that they're kind of confused and have to catch up, I'm going to get to the end of the sentence and toss it back to them, and it'll be fine. And what I started to realize is they're on the other side of this going, please don't ask me a question, or I don't know, that sounds right. Like they don't actually quite know. And so it's just a bunch of people that don't know what they're talking about, talking to each other all the time. And that's life.
Yep.
That is every interaction in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But anywho, they have that little sleepover.
Yeah. So sleepover, wake up the next morning, Terry's gone already. So Kumail decides, all right, I'm going to get going, get to the hospital. And as he's getting ready, his parents walk in through the door and they're wondering where he's been. He's kind of, hasn't shown up for the family dinners for as long as she's been in the hospital. He's been kind of not replying to any of their messages. And he opens up about not being Muslim. He's not understanding of the culture anymore or the ways. And Todd has something in his glass right now.
I just finished drinking this cream soda, and there's a little fly in there buzzing around. Like it's like, what, was that in there when I took the swig? Did it jump in the minute I put it down?
No, there's multiple in there. You drink flies.
Guys, I'm gonna start growing flies. Goats, chickens, and flies. Okay. Anyway, sorry, go on.
So after he opens up, his parents are not accepting of him, especially his mother.
Yeah, at all. Like it is stone cold, man.
Yeah. So she walks out, and his father kind of is like, we're not happy with your decision here, or anything like that. And then
the mom says, "You are not my son."
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
like she drops a bomb on him.
Man, that would hurt. That would hurt to hear.
You haven't heard that before? God, I thought we all got that.
No, I haven't.
Oh, mother, we have some talking to do. Just kidding.
So after that, they go back to the hospital, and that's where they find out Terry and Beth are deciding to transfer Emily.
Yep.
Terry's just kind of folding and decides, all right, we're going to transfer her. So after that, Kamal gets pissed because he tells him, hey, we don't need to transfer her. The nurse said not to. So he actually kind of storms out in a sense.
No, yeah, he's fucking pissed. Like there's a whole, he's got insider information, so when he's invested in this, obviously, since the very start. And so to have them both kind of decide to take her out of that situation is like piss them off. So then you get what does lead into a very good scene of Kumail going to a drive-thru to order a burger with 4 slices of cheese.
Yeah, it is pretty great. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. We can't do that. So he freaks out.
He's like, you want 4 burgers with cheese? And he's like, no, I want 1 burger with 4 slices of cheese. We can't do that.
So yeah, he storms out of his car and he goes up to the window and he just starts yelling at this guy. I want a burger with 4 fucking slices of cheese. Is that so fucking hard? And the guy's like, it's my first week or something like that.
It's his first day.
Yeah, first day. And so he's just freaking out. Kumail decides he grabs a trash can and tips it over and is just so pissed. But then afterwards, he's just like, fuck, I'm an asshole right here. And he's like, I'm sorry. And just starts cleaning up the trash. And he's like, I'll take 4 hamburgers.
Well, no, he says no because the drive-thru guy says, I'm just going to just charge you for 4 hamburgers. Or whatever.
Yeah.
He just makes that decision. The guy's so overwhelmed. But stupidly, not he's stressed. He's just too dumb to figure out what's going on. And even Kumail, before he even gets out of the car, he has a line like, look me in the eyes when you fuck me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is a good one.
And he's just like, we're both humans, man. I'm a human, you're a human. We're just what are you talking? Who's making these rules? He's just trying to plead with them, like all of us do when you're in your car alone, and you're just but he's got somebody to yell at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets his burgers, eats them, and then gets a call that he's got to go on stage.
And before his set, Terry calls him right before he goes on stage and kind of lets him know that it's too dangerous and they're not going to move Emily. So
because it went to her heart, right? The infection went to her heart.
The infection went to her heart. So before he gets on stage, he has that going through his mind.
Yep. And he kind of, there's a cool audio thing where it's that buzz, like that, where you're almost you know what everybody knows what that feeling is, where it's you're not actually paying attention to anything. You are literally just a vessel that is standing around because your mind is so trapped in whatever you're thinking about. It doesn't matter what's happening. So he's got to go on stage.
Whatever's going on around you doesn't matter. It's, it could be flooding. There could be people running and attacking. Nothing matters because all you are thinking is that moment right there.
Yep. The severity of whatever's happened.
And this is supposed to be his big thing to help him get into Montreal Comedy Festival too.
Yep. The guy's there. The booker's there.
Yeah. And he starts off with his usual line of, oh, have you heard that drug cheese? And then it kind of washes over him. And he's like, my girlfriend's in a coma right now. And he just really kind of vents about everything that's going on. It's one of those, he's got a stage. He's using that stage to vent to everyone.
Yep. It's like a public therapy session.
Yeah. And then after he freaks out, he heads towards the hospital and gets a text hey, come to the room.
Yep, from Terry or whatever so he knows it's something important.
And so as he rushes into the room, he's kind of seems like he's afraid of what he's going to see. But as he walks in the room, it's Emily and she's out of her coma.
Yeah, he can hear her voice and he gets to see they're all happy. And she's all out of it, obviously still drugged up, but she is awake. So obviously the infection or whatever happened, went away, or it's lessened. They were able to fix it. And so then, he goes in, and it's not quite the greeting he was expecting.
No, she was still not happy to see him. And it's one of those things where it makes sense, she wasn't awake during any of this.
No.
And so all the stuff he did while she was in the coma, she wasn't there for. Yeah, it may have been sweet, but at the same time, she doesn't know.
Yeah, and this is part hospital room when she wakes up, and part like celebratory party that he goes to, that they have this conversation where
it's like their welcome home party.
Yeah, the kind of same things where he speaks to her separately, and they do talk about that, where it's like, he's like, hey, I have this board of all the times I came and stopped by and saw you, and I've got this and this and this. And she's like, no, we can't do this. Like, for her, no time has passed.
Yep.
She hated you. She woke up and she still hated you. Like,
yeah, it's a very, very real moment, because he even goes through and burns all the photos of the arranged marriage.
Yep.
And after that, he kind of accepts, like, okay, that makes sense. And he kind of goes on with his life. So he decides to move to New York because he wants to pursue his comedy full time, really just give a go at it. And he's going with his two other comedy buddies. So before he decides to go to New York, he actually goes back to his family. They're having their family dinner, and he just shows up uninvited, sits down, and he's like, you know what? I don't care if you kick me out of this family, but I'm still a part of this family. I don't care what you have to say. And it's great because he comes up with these little cue cards and all that. And it's like, oh, pass the salt. Real simple stuff. But then the last one, he's like, oh, this one is, how did Kumail become more handsome than his brother Naveed? And Naveed just bust and is like, what? That's not real. And like, he says something as everyone's trying to stay silent throughout the entire thing. And he's like, yeah, this one was meant to stir up some emotions.
Yeah, it's a really nice scene where he's trying to kind of break back through that family dynamic, and they're still being stubborn as shit. The mom is still, dude, she is not budging, but he's still like, he's going to try, and he admits that. And I think that helps, like, for them to know, it doesn't matter what you do, I'm still going to be part of it. I'm still going to try. So you better fucking accept it. At this
You're
point.
Always going to be my family. You're always going to be my mom. You're always going to be my dad. I accept that. It's just,
Yep. And so then he's kind of on an amends tour. So then or like a growth tour, I should say, because then he goes and does his one-man show called Citizen.
Yep.
And it is a lot about him. It's like family photos. And his comedian friends are there to support him. And he's kind of going through and like his life of him, like pictures with his mom and his growing up and everything. It's a neat little thing. And it shows that he actually did accomplish it and did take Emily's advice.
Yeah. So he does that. And then after the show, his brother was there, Naveed. And also Emily showed up for the show as well.
Yeah.
And she kind of has that like, hey, my mom told me about everything that you did while I was in the coma. So she kind of understands now where he's coming from a little bit more. And it's one of those, like, she's about to confess like her love or something like that towards him. But he says, oh, by the way, I'm moving to New York. And she doesn't say anything. She stops herself because she's like, I want him to kind of live his life and live his dream and not kind of put his life on hold for me here.
Yeah, he's already done that at this point. Like, I can't have him do it again.
Yeah. So she kind of doesn't say anything. She just says like she's really happy for him. And he also is like, you wanted to say something to me? And she's like, nope, just wanted to say thanks for everything you did while I was in the hospital. Yeah. So they go.
And he lets it go. He doesn't push her on it either.
Yeah. So they go their separate ways. And
then we kind of get a parallel scene where Holly Hunter and Ray Romano are doing the same routine at Emily's apartment that they've been doing. And Ray sleeps on the couch. Holly sleeps in the bed. And they're like, all right, you ready for bed? Yeah, cool, great. And then they go and lay down. They start reading their separate books. And then she gets up and then just, doesn't say anything, kind of walks over and is like, do you mind, And he's like, no, yeah. And so they take off their glasses, put the books away or whatever. And then they get into the same bed. And they kind of like, that's your sign that, she's never going to forget like the affair, and they've gone through rough times, but they've been through so much apparently, that it doesn't matter. Like, they are together, and this is her way of like forgiving him, was just that simple gesture. And, he's all for that, but it's a really nice moment to kind of see that side plot kind of looped up.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. After that, it goes to Kumail, and he's packing up, going to New York. And as he's getting ready to go to New York, his parents pull up in a car, and his father comes out of the car and gives him a dish that his mom made for him. She's like, oh, you know, I put extra potatoes in there, or she put extra potatoes in there just the way you like it. But she's still so stubborn about it. She's in the back of the car, not doing anything.
She won't even look at him. Like, won't even glance at him.
So while his father is saying goodbyes and all that, do they hug?
No, he says, I can't hug you because she's watching.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and the dad, I thought it was really funny that the dad does say, like, I would hug you, but I can't. I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
And he says, but so you're not my son anymore, you know, so goodbye forever. Also, when you land, text us so we know you're safe.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. When you get there, text us. Yeah. Because they're driving out there. So, yeah.
Goodbye forever to Texas. Like,
weird dynamic, but, you know, I guess it works in that sense.
Yeah.
So it goes forward to him doing his comedy bit in New York. And as he's doing his comedy bit in New York, he gets a heckle in the crowd, and that heckle turns out to be Emily. And they fall in love.
Or they already did. They just fall more in love.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So, yeah, she heckles him, and you realize, oh, she's here to see him, and she's probably moved to New York City to be with him.
She's not probably. No, she is there to see him.
No. Move. The moving part.
Oh.
Yeah. She definitely was there to see him. That's not a coincidence. She's just at the same club. Like, oh, shit. No, I think they don't say that she moved there. I think they live in New York, but. I don't know. I don't know. Fucking know. Either way, yeah, she's there, and it's it's a nice little ending. It just ends, and you get to see the real pictures of Kumail and the real Emily.
Yep.
Kind of in those different moments in their life, and that's really fun. And then, roll credits.
Yeah, that's it. So overall, you enjoyed the movie?
Oh, of course, I enjoyed the movie.
All right,
I remember seeing it in the theater. Super unexpected. Like, I knew it was based on the real story.
Yeah.
And I really liked Kumail, and I obviously from like Silicon Valley fame and all that stuff. Like, I'd always enjoyed watching him work. Didn't know this story at all. And when I heard like the premise, it's like, no shit, like really? That's crazy. Like, that's real. And so I was very surprised to see it so well done, and with the actors in there that kind of lifted it up. Yeah, what'd you think?
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. It threw me off at first because like I think this was the first like Amazon Studios film I saw.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because it popped up on screen. It's like, oh, all right, they're making movies. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
So, yeah, but no, it's definitely a good movie, and it was very quick paced through everything.
Yeah, like, it runs a quick clip. When I was doing the notes through it, I was like, oh, shit, we're already to this point? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, great movie overall.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, but it feels much shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the movie. Hopefully you all get to rent it on Amazon. It's free on Amazon. Otherwise, it's like $3.99 on different platforms. But yeah, give that a watch if you haven't already. If you have, watch it again. Remember how good it is. And Nate, where does that leave us with how audiences can tell us about their movie watching experience? Oh,
well, they could tell us through any social media platform.
Like what? Like what?
On the Instagram.
Ooh, the gram.
Yep. Twitter, Facebook. Old school email.
The
pretty much the EDTIJO. Oh yeah, there's TikTok. Yeah. I'm new to TikTok, so I guess you can comment on there.
But Nate's creating videos for our TikTok, so he's done more than I have at this point.
I guess.
Nate's a full TikToker now, guys.
I know. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm young.
Okay, now he's officially not.
Yep, I just ruined TikTok. But yeah, you can email us at theendissigh@gmail.com.
Is that out? That's the name for every place, basically? The EDTIJO, you'll find us?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
We own it.
I think we nailed most of those. I think Twitter we got at EDTIJO Pod or something like that. We have to add pod on there because the monsters had something. EDTIJO.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll sue those jabronis out of existence.
Yeah. Well, that's where you can find us. Todd, you know what we're doing next week?
I don't know what we're doing next week.
Okay.
Am I supposed to know?
Nope.
Oh. Well, it's a surprise then. October is full of some pretty big ones. And the end of the year, obviously, is always stacked with stuff.
Yeah, well, October, we got a theme going, so we'll definitely...
Yeah, you'll see some scary movie stuff in there. We might, as we mentioned, we'll have some guests probably to talk about these things. And if not, well, then too fucking bad. But that's the plan so far.
Yeah, plans change. It happens.
Yeah, next week is a mystery box, everybody.
If it's your mystery box, I ain't opening it.
I have nothing witty for that. Shit. I should have something witty for mystery box.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
All right. You're here to hear. He's got nothing.
Okay. So, God damn it. Now, how do I wrap this up? So
it's usually you say, until next week. And I'm like, thanks for stopping by. And then you still get pissed. You're sticking with that line. And then you say, it's fucking Candyland.
That's true. Okay. We'll try that again. Okay.
No, that's it. That's the end right there. That's it. I said it. I said it for you. It's over.
Oh, but now it's, no. This will be this might have to be the blooper. We need to try a legit one. Okay. All right. So until next week.
Thanks for stopping by. And
as always, it is fucking Candyland.
Oh, shit.
All right. Bye. You can't smile on a pod.
I was also nodding, okay?
That's fair.